Okay, bros. We are here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we're here for another episode of your weekly NXT Fix. Now, things are getting crazy. We saw last week 4 major matchups announced for the upcoming NXT Takeover 36. So let's see how NXT advances those storylines. Are we going to see any other matchups made? We start off this week in tag team action. We've got Hit Row. And if you didn't know, now you know. Hit Row, Top Dollar, Ashanti the Adonis in a tag team match against Legado Del Fantasma. That's right, Raul Mendoza, Joaquin Wilde. Now, all the major players on each group are accompanying their tag teams to ringside. Isaiah Swerve Scott and B-Fab are there for Hit Row, and Santos Escobar is there for Legado Del Fantasma. Now, as I said last week, I am getting sick and tired of these distraction finishes in NXT. This was a great tag team match. As a matter of fact, Top Dollar looked fantastic. I mean, it's probably the guys from Legado Del Fantasma just, selling so well because I think Mendoza and Wilde are fantastic. But not only did we have a distraction, we had a disqualification. As Top Dollar is getting ready to go against the ropes, Santos Escobar whacks him in the back with a steel chair. Little brawl ensues, and then Legado Del Fantasma leaves. Great tag team match up until the ending. So with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.4 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on. Security is going to stay with Samoa Joe all night, every day, every week, to make sure nothing happens between Joe and Kross leading up until Takeover 36. I thought that was a nice little touch. Then, this is not a breakout tournament because he's already been eliminated, but we have Ikemen Jiro making another appearance here in NXT. He did great in that first one. He was just not Duke Hudson. So he wrestled in his jacket again. This time he was up against a person who came back to NXT last week, Ridge Holland. And this was an absolute squash match by Ridge Holland. But in a good way, if that makes sense. Ridge Holland hit Ichikonjiro with all these vicious power moves. Ripped his jacket, his blazer off that he, his trademark that he wrestles in. Ichikonjiro did get a couple moves in, but this was all about the reappearance of Ridge Holland. Just battered Ichikonjiro. And he hit him with his running power slam into the Falcon Arrow type thing. I don't know what the name of it is yet, but Ridge Holland got the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Ridge Holland beat up Ichikonjiro even further and told everybody in NXT how bad each of the 3 of them are. And if anybody wants to step to them, they're going to have problems. So with that being said, bros, we're going to give this match a 7.6 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on. Frankie Monet is shown backstage with Jesse Kamea and Robert Stone. And Frankie says, Robert Stone and Jesse Kamea are used to losing. As a matter of fact, some people may call them losers. But now it's Frankie's way. Take it or leave it. And Jesse Kamea goes, Robert Stone goes, yeah, of course, take it. Up next, in-ring match, we have former Undisputed Era members Bobby Fish versus Diamond Mines Roderick Strong. Now, This is the match that you want to see on NXT this week between two veterans in NXT. Bobby Fish looked great. Roddy Strong always looks fantastic in the ring. He's probably one of the best in-ring workers in all of NXT. I thought it was fantastic here. Now, Bobby Fish was about to climb to the top ropes. Diamond Mine did start talking to him, distracted him a little. It was only some yapping, so kind of forgive NXT on this one. No more distractions, please. Roderick Strong knocked him outside of the ring. He came back inside. They're brawling again. Roddy Strong hit him with a jumping knee and the end of heartaches or whatever his backbreaker suplex into the backbreaker is called for the 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong, big victory over former teammate Bobby Fish. Really good match between the two. I definitely enjoyed it. So with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.9 on the bro ratings. Moving on. L.A. Knight, yeah, and Cameron Grimes get ready for their tag team match tonight. L.A. Knight says Cameron Grimes must wear his butler uniform to the ring. Cameron Grimes, well, all right, but most importantly, I want to know if I can trust you, L.A. Knight, to have my back. L.A. Knight says, trust me? Of course you can trust me. I'm just wondering if I can trust you. L.A. Knight says, as a matter of fact, you can guarantee I will have your back tonight. But now, I need you to shine my boots. So there you have it. So with that being said, bros, now we're going to take you to our 1-minute figure review. Okay, bros, this is the figure we're going to be talking about today. It's a big one. It is the NXT Takeover Asuka figure. Now, if you're a fan of NXT, you know Asuka might be the most dominant woman champion in NXT history. Now, Asuka made her NXT debut on October 7th, 2015. Check out all the deco on this, colorful gear, even comes with the entrance mask with the drips, the green drips going down the eyes and the mouth. Asuka, NXT TakeOver. If you've never seen an Asuka NXT TakeOver match, do yourself a favor, check them out. But now, back to me. And we're back! NXT continues this week. Tag team match, Cameron Grimes and L.A. Knight. Yeah. Versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. That's right, James Drake and Zach Gibson. Well, this was a fantastic tag team match. As a matter of fact, I think Cameron Grimes and L.A. Knight should team up more often. But we'll see what happens with that. Grizzled Young Veterans, they had a little break for a couple weeks here. They're back in action. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get them running through the tag team scene here in NXT. They need to challenge and defeat MSK for those titles. But what happened? Cameron Grimes was getting beat up by GYV, and he goes to take a tag for LA Knight, and LA Knight steps off the ring steps. He says, you go get him. Cameron Grimes gave it his all. The crowd in NXT was going nuts. They wanted him to win so bad. He hit his running Spanish fly. But it was not enough as Grizzled Young Veterans hit the Ticket to Mayhem. Their finisher, 1, 2, 3. GYV is your winner. LA Knight leaves, but who comes down as Cameron Grimes is about to leave the arena? But none other than the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And he says, Cameron, you're better than this. I told you this was going to happen. You can't trust a guy like LA Knight. You need to go out there and regain the $1 Million Championship. So there you have it. Giving us a 7.8 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Up next, I thought this was going to be an in-ring segment because it was last week, but we had a backstage, a pre-taped interview, if you will, from Dakota Kai, explaining her actions, turning on Raquel Gonzalez. Now, I've been calling this 4 months, bros. 4 months. And it finally paid off. So, Dakota Kai said, you know what? I picked Raquel out of obscurity and made her something. I should have been the one to take on Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship at Takeover Stand and Deliver. Then, I even helped her win the championship. I helped Raquel win that championship. Now, I'm just known as Raquel's sidekick. Well, no, I'm not standing for that. Not anymore. I've brought Raquel into this world, and I will take her out of it. Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez, NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver 36. That's going to be a major matchup, bros. Then, we see Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. They're saying, look, we know what's best for Indy. Johnny says, I must do what I have to in order to protect Indy. And tonight, I end in Dex. Interesting. Up next, we have round 1 action from the NXT Breakout Tournament. And it is Trey Baxter versus Joe Gacy. Trey Baxter, young high flyer. Joe Gacy, big burly bruiser from New Jersey. And this was a fantastic matchup. I think it was a great counter of styles. I think they worked very well together. Trey Baxter's high flying. I mean, second to, I don't know, maybe Ricochet. Joey Gacy, really liked what he brought to the table. There was even a spot where Trey Baxter was trying to do some flips, but he picked him up. They're outside the ring, mind you. Picked him up, threw him above the apron, into the ropes, and came down, hit him with a vicious forearm. Looked absolutely brutal. But in the end, Trey Baxter knocks Joe Gacy off the top ropes and hits a 360 stomp. Yeah, that's right. A full flip into a stomp on Joe Gacy. 1, 2, 3. Trey Baxter's your winner, and he's going up against Odyssey Jones in round number 2. Fantastic opening match. Maybe the best opening match of round 1. So, with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one an 8.1 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark go out to have sushi together. Did not really care for that segment at all. I mean, I get they're trying to do something here, but just let them wrestle, okay? Then we have Indy Hartwell says, on one hand, you have family, and on the other, you have true love. Tonight, we will find out if it's meant to be or not. And then an impromptu in-ring interview kind of happens when Karrion Kross storms the broadcast table, grabs a microphone, jumps on top, and says, you know what? I'm calling out Joe. Joe, you quit your job, but you couldn't even control this place anyway. Tell me, Joe, who provoked who? And then he disappears. Joe comes running to the ring. Security guard tries to hold Joe back so he doesn't get to Karrion Kross. And Joe just takes out the security, clotheslines, punches, forearms, and even puts one guy to sleep. Well, we're counting it as an in-ring segment, but this absolutely did not need to be an in-ring segment. I think it was just to have the live crowd see Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross and to see if we can still continue to keep them separated over these coming maybe 2 weeks before NXT TakeOver. With that being said, in-ring segment, not great, very quick. We're going to give this one a 7.0 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have a little prime target. NXT loves doing these video packages. They're fantastic. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov, Part 2, coming up at TakeOver. And then we have your main event of the evening, the Love Her or Leave Her match. Johnny Gargano versus Dexter Lumis. If Johnny Gargano wins, Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis are no more. There is nothing to index. Indy will not pursue Dexter anymore. But if Dexter Lumis defeats Johnny Gargano, then he and Indy Hartwell will get together and they will all be part of the Way family with Johnny and Candice. So Johnny says, you know what, Indy? It's for your own good. And these two guys put on a fantastic match. Such great false finishes. They're all hitting big moves. Johnny's super kicks are on point. Indy Hartwell comes to the ring, tries to interfere a little bit. Candice comes to the ring, pulls her away. And in the end, it was Johnny Gargano hitting the one final beat to Dexter Lumis for the 1, 2, 3. Johnny Gargano's your winner. There is no more index. Johnny says, you know what? Indy, it's for her own good. Johnny and Candice walk her out. Johnny, Candice, Indy walk out. Dexter Lumis stand in the ring. Indy Hartwell turns around, runs down, jumps in the ring, jumps on Dexter Lumis, and they proceed to kiss. I did not need that in my NXT, so we're going to give this bro rating based on the match alone, which was fantastic. The index stuff, I hope they're going somewhere with this. I'm not a fan. I think, to me, it's greater to just constantly keep them apart, even though they want to be together. I think that, to me, that's the play. But with that being said, bros, we're going to give this match an 8.4 on the bro rating. So that means that was your match of the night, Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Now, this week, once again, we had 7 matches or in-ring segments. 7's a good number, giving us an average of 7.74. Pretty good show this week on NXT. So now it's time for some world famous predictions. What's gonna happen next? Well, Jimmy the Gibson's gonna tell you what's coming up next. We have next week, Adam Cole Bebe and Kyle O'Reilly will have a face-to-face with Mr. William Regal, and I predict they will announce Cole versus O'Reilly Part 3 at Takeover 36. Cole versus O'Reilly 3, make that match happen. And Raquel Gonzalez will break her silence, and she will challenge Dakota Kai, putting her NXT Women's Championship on the line. And we're going to see Ilya Dragunov arrive in NXT. So my prediction there is simple. Fabian Aichner, Marcel Bartel come out to try to soften Ilya Dragunov up for Walter, and Dragunov is going to get the best of the two of them. Quite simple there. And in the only match announced for next week, we have a top-tier women's challenge. And it will be your winner, Sarai, will defeat Ember Moon. So there you have it, bros. Until next time, I'm going to put a sock in it. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Please, we're going to change this up here. Like this video. Share this video. See what I did there? Subscribe to the channel. And comment below. Keep those comments coming, Brimstone. Seriously, more comments. Help us out here. Until next time. For some more. Later, bros.